You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's a big world out there, and you're just looking for a pat on the back or head. You run around the city, searching for a place to bark, working your tail off with your nose to the ground, sniffing for a few scraps, hoping someone will throw you a bone. You take each lead, collar after collar, hoping one day to take a bite out of success and become the top dog. Fortunately, you come home each day to open arms, open cans, a drink waiting for you, and a comfortable place in front of the TV set. You know you've got it good, really good, because after all, it's a doggy-dog world out there. Pet Life Radio presents It's a Doggy Dog World with your host, pet expert, and award-winning author Liz Palaika, and this week's co-hosts, Kate Abbott and Petra Burke.
Hi, welcome to It's a Doggy Dog World. I'm your host, Liz Palaika, with my good friends Petra Burke.
Hello.
And Kate Abbott.
Hi there.
From the Kindred Spirits Canine Education Center in Vista, California. This is our first podcast of 2009.
Happy New Year.
I hope you missed us.
Is it 2009 now?
Well, I hope so. Oh. Yes, that's Kate, our...
20 days into it. Wow.
Our time... disabled, handicapped trainer. Anyway, in this show, what we want to talk to you about is the new American Kennel Club, the AKC's Puppy Star program. It's a new, basically puppy equivalent of the Canine Good Citizen program. We want to go through it. We've started it with our puppy training classes. We've actually had a few people call for it to ask if we're doing it. And we thought in this podcast we'd go through the program, talk about it a little bit, and explain what it is. Now, realize we're not associated with the American Kennel Club. I don't agree with all the American Kennel Club policies or anything like that, but I am a big fan of the Canine Good Citizen program. I think it does wonderful things for dogs and their owners, and hopefully this puppy program will too. So anyway, stay tuned, take a listen to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. It's a Doggy Dog World. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Spills, pet messes, and dirt are unavoidable, but the stains and odors they cause are not. Spot Shot Instinct Carpet Stain and Odor Eliminators, non-toxic, environmentally friendly, and biodegradable formula safely and permanently eliminates the toughest carpet spills and stains, even pet messes. Approved by the Carpet and Rug Institute, Spot Shot neutralizes odors with powerful dual odor eliminators and utilizes an anti-resoiling agent to protect carpets from future stains. Spot Shot products can be found at Walmart, Petco, Lowe's, and your local grocery retailer. For more information, visit spotshot.com. Get $5 off the admission for the hit movie Marley and Me. Just go to PetLifeRadio.com and click on the Marley and Me banner for details.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's All Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do, and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand. This is the place for a special paparazzi treat. Only on PetLifeRadio.com. Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com. We know you're begging for more. So back to It's a Doggy Dog World with your fetching hosts, Liz Palaika, and this week's co-hosts, Kate Abbott and Petra Burke.
Welcome back to It's a Doggy Dog World. I'm your host, Liz, and with me today are Petra and Kate, and we're talking about the new American Kennel Club STAR Puppy Program. Now, the STAR stands for Socialization, Training, Activity, and a Responsible Dog Owner. The Canine Good Citizen Director, Mary Birch, who I consider a good friend of mine, says that these are all the things that every puppy needs. socialization, training, activity, and a responsible owner. And I agree.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
Yes. Wholeheartedly agree. Yes.
Okay, all in agreement? Aye.
Motion has passed.
Kate's awake now. Now, so we've got a couple press releases from the AKC, so let's talk a little bit about what they've said about it.
Well, the STAR program, the purpose is to reward owners who have taken the time. Now, part of the requirement of the STAR program is that the owners bring their puppies to a class at least 6 weeks.
So a puppy kindergarten socialization class.
Right. So that's why we put ours to 7 weeks, so they could miss one if they need to. It'd still make their 6 weeks. So they have to go to every 6 out of the 7 classes. 90% of the dogs who are relinquished to shelters, humane societies and shelters, have had no training. So by encouraging owners to get their puppies into training early, we really hope to drop off those numbers and make relinquishment for behavioral problems a much lower percentage.
Well, considering that one of our goals with our Kindred Spirits training program is to keep the dog in his home for his lifetime, that's definitely something that should benefit all dog owners.
Yes. It's part of the AKC's press release. It says, many of our evaluators, and those are evaluators for the Canine Good Citizen test, are saying that by the time they get 1-year-old dogs in the CGC, Canine Good Citizen classes, the dogs have already developed bad habits, and the owners are frustrated. So the AKC wanted to do their part to ensure all puppies and their owners have a wonderful life together. And in my comment, by starting them early, starting them young, developing good habits.
Definitely.
Instead of having to break the bad habits.
Sure.
I'm just a little slow today.
It's our first show of the year. Petra and Kate are dragging.
So one of the, obviously if you're interested in the STAR program, you got to go to a place that's a person or a trainer who's a CGC evaluator, which Kate, welcome to the CGC evaluator group, by the way.
Thank you. It was about time. I was kind of dragging my toes. By the way, you can go to the AKC website and find CGC evaluators in your area. I'm sure that's how we got a couple of emails already.
Sure. So what is your evaluator number?
Oh, I have to look it up.
It's a number.
It's a big number.
Her and her numbers. You know how that works.
What's your number?
4,172. And I was disappointed I was 4,000. I was sure I was sooner than that.
I didn't even try to remember. I wrote it down.
So anyway, how the program works is to bring your puppies to a training class, like we had mentioned earlier, at least 6 weeks long. That's why we do the 7, or Kate does the 7, so that you have a chance to miss one if you have to. Puppies do get sick. The evaluators plan the puppy class and use their own training methods, which was what I liked, is our training methods were right on with the STAR program. Well, that was wonderful.
Well, we were already doing many of the things that we're already doing most of the things that they require.
We're already doing all of the things except testing.
Oh, true.
And
true.
more.
Yes.
But now, as part of the STAR program, there will be actual testing of the puppies.
Sure.
To see if they qualify for the STAR certificate at the end.
Right.
But we had already been presenting the material, which is nice.
Right.
Didn't have to change a whole lot.
I'll let you finish because I can't read.
Both Petra and I forgot our glasses, but I seem to be able to use my trombone better and bring it into focus.
Well, let's talk about what do owners get when they enroll their puppies in an AKC STAR program.
I think that's the fun part.
Well, First of all, most trainers do give their class graduates a certificate, like we do. Mm-hmm. So any of the puppy graduating would get a Kindred Spirit certificate. But when you send in your test paperwork that the instructor will give you to the AKC, then the puppy gets an Olympic style.
Oh, wait. We must. The way the AKC puts it in their literature,
yes.
A gorgeous gold Olympic style medal with the AKC STAR puppy logo on it. You may go to the website to see a picture of what this wonderful medallion looks like.
I'm not sure it's really gold. I'm sure it's gold colored.
Well, it's $5, so
Yeah.
By the way, this isn't something that is designed to hang on the collar. This is, just like
it's a medallion, like.
Well, you could put it right next to the attractive, frameable AKC
Certificate.
Star Puppy Certificate.
Yeah.
Sure, with your puppy's picture.
Right.
Okay.
And then they also
Shadowbox.
supply
Yes.
a puppy handbook on raising puppies, and hopefully after you finish your class, you don't really need that. But, it's nice. And then they also offer a discount enrollment in the AKC Companion Animal Recovery Program, which registers microchips.
And that's a good deal.
And that's good. And then subscription to a monthly newsletter. So that's what the owner gets when they participate.
And that ever important, can't put a value on it, bragging rights.
There you go. There you go.
Bragging rights. But, what they're not saying and what I'm looking at is starting the puppy early is invaluable. And starting the owner on the habit
Right.
early is invaluable. And then hopefully they will continue that enthusiasm and go on for their CGC and additional training
Sure.
as well.
Definitely. So let's talk about what the program is. There are 20
Well,
tested.
one of the things I was just looking. Whoops, something's
Okay.
beeping here. Which I think we should bring up. The CGC is a one-time test.
Right.
So it's for the adult dogs.
Right.
The STAR program is actually a 6-week
program.
program.
All of the testing, except for a few items, are done throughout the 6 weeks of classes.
Right.
Which is nice, and that's by your instructor observing your puppy for the 6
Right.
weeks.
Although then the CGC is a one-shot deal. However, if your dog fails, you can try again at a later time.
Right.
But it is one opportunity at a time
Right.
test.
Right.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the Puppy Star program, there are 20 exercises, should we say, or things that you're tested on. The first of which is that the puppy is under the care of a veterinarian. For example, he's had his initial puppy examination and he's had the start of his vaccinations. Now, I know with Kindred Spirits and with most trainers, before a puppy's allowed to enroll in a puppy kindergarten class, he should have had at least 2 full sets of shots. Some trainers may require some different things depending on their region and whether anything's going around at the time. Okay. So if the owner brings proof of vaccinations or proof of the initial examination when they enroll in class, that's item 1 on the test.
Item 2, the puppy appears to be healthy and appropriately active for its breed. And that's something that your instructor will be watching throughout the 6 weeks and then score them at the end of the class or the last class.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean that if your puppy trips and falls and limps one day, that doesn't mean he's disqualified. He's going to heal and come back to class and be healthy again, because puppies do things. But that, again, relates to item number 1, that if something happens, he's under the care of a veterinarian.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The next one is what I just assigned to my class, in puppy class, to bring me. Item number 3, owner describes adequate daily play and exercise plan.
And boy, don't we stress that one a lot. We even stress that in the basic classes, because far too few puppies and dogs get enough exercise.
Tired puppy is a well-behaved puppy.
Yes.
So they have to actually write it down and bring in to me for me to, check over, make sure it's appropriate, the exercise plan.
Sure.
Actually, and it can also work the other way. I was talking with someone about their exercising with their puppy, and they were doing too much.
Oh, we get the people
right.
who decide to take the puppy for a 5-mile run every day, and that, of course, can lead to bone and joint problems.
Right. Yeah, and that's a great idea. Besides, people are overdoing it with the puppies. Then if people are writing down, they realize, wow, I don't do enough with my puppy.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
I think that's a great one.
Well, those of us who've ever been on a diet, they tell us, write down what you eat every day.
Yeah.
And therefore you can see and know what you're eating, because we have a tendency not to think about it.
If you eat it over the sink, there are no calories.
Or if it's chocolate, there's no calories.
Right.
There's no calories in chocolate. But if you write it down, then you know exactly what you're eating. And it's the same thing with your puppy. If you jot down, even for a couple weeks, what his play and exercise is, then you can see what he's getting.
So it's a good tool that way for self-awareness. as
Sure.
you're saying,
Exactly.
As well as reporting to
that's
the
great.
instructor.
Yeah. Item number 4, the owner and the puppy attend at least 6 training classes taught by an AKC Star Puppy Evaluator. And as the instructions here say, enrolling in a class is not enough. We want to make sure that the owners and puppies actually attend 6 classes. You can't enroll and then not show up.
Right.
Exactly.
This is not a mail order diploma class.
Yes, no mail-order diplomas.
Item 5 is to teach the owners to bring bags.
Be
Or poopy
responsible.
bags. Be
Right.
responsible dog owners, which we can never stress enough. I know we have our little pooper scoopers around here, but Kate said the other morning there was quite a few that shared the little baggies that they brought to
they were
class.
very-
That was awesome.
They were very
That's
proud
great.
of that. I got my bag. I got my poopy bag. I got my poopy bag.
Last night, I liked the Monday night sitcoms. I won't say which ones because some of them are in low taste. But I was watching the Monday night sitcoms, and there was a trailer for a movie for one of the young men who stars in the movie How I Met Your Mother. And the scene that they were showing was he was letting his dog take a dump on the sidewalk, and he didn't clean it up. And the guy who was with him said, "Aren't you going to clean up after your dog?" And he said something to the fact that, and I don't remember the exact words, but something to the effect that real men don't have to clean up after their dogs. And I went off in my living room.
Did you go through the television?
My husband was going, "Easy, honey, he can't hear you." All that we talk about being responsible dog owners, all that we talk about cleaning up after your dog, and they're going to have a movie saying real men don't clean up after their dog. Oh, no.
Well, hopefully the punchline is later on he steps in it himself.
Well, I hope so.
Obviously, Liz won't be going to see that movie.
Nope.
Since our classes meet out on the grass, we have pooper scoopers. Most of our students don't need to use it, but they were so proud to bring them and show them to me, wave them in the air. And it gave me an opportunity for my pet peeve to make sure we go over not only how to use it, but to tie it off.
Oh, tie a knot in it, yes.
Tie a knot in it
That
before
would be
you
nice.
put it in the trash can.
So that when people walk past the trash can, they're not going, "Oh, whew,
Yeah.
gee."
Yeah. There's air pollution as well as the physical pollution. Anyway, okay.
All right, item number 6. The owner has obtained some form of ID for the puppy. Collar tag, tattoo, microchip. I don't think too many people are doing the tattoos anymore. We used to. We used to have
Yeah, we
tattoo
did.
clinics.
Yep.
And in fact, I used to have a tattoo machine. Not that I was particularly good at it, but I did it. But the big thing nowadays, collar tags and microchips. And I think most dogs should have both.
And actually, I was kind of surprised from my experience with puppy dogs. I'm just assume I always get a collar tag within 24 hours. They're so
Oh,
easy to get
definitely.
now.
In all my books, in the KISS Guide to Raising a Puppy, in the Howl Book of Dogs, whenever I'm talking about puppies, I say you can get a temporary one for when the dog first joins your household.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can order an engraved one. I mean, you can go down to pet stores and put a quarters in the machine, and they'll engrave one right then and
vending
there.
machines to do it. So I was
Yeah.
a little surprised how many in the puppy class did not already have
Oh.
tags on their puppies.
And especially puppies who can go whoosh and they're gone.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I do. Then item number 7, free of aggression toward people during 6 to 8 weeks of class. You know, we can't stress this one enough. And we've seen it. And I think we've seen, I would say, too many recently being young pups that have had aggression towards people.
Keep in mind that a puppy's temperament is both nature, his heritage, and nurture. And the nurture means his environment, whether people are playing bitey fingers, putting their fingers in the puppy's face and waving them around trying to get the puppy to bite him, or nurture is wrestling with the puppy, teaching him to fight you, or, I mean, there's all different kinds of ways.
You know, nurture is such a kind, sweet connotation word, but it just means what you're teaching, and you can nurture the wrong behavior.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Sure, definitely.
So what you want to see or find is an instructor to work with you and see if you can get beyond or get through this.
And find out if you are doing anything to create this problem. But again, nature is a part of it too. You know, did you see your puppy's mom? At least, was she of good temperament? Because that is definitely a part of it.
Item number 8, free of aggression toward other puppies. Now, you know, that's up to the instructor's evaluation. The puppy's wrestling and having fun with each other.
Normal.
That's normal. So it's not that they can't show any aggression. It's, are they really trying to take the throat out of another puppy dog?
Is it play aggression or is it
Are they
real,
really mad? Yeah.
real aggression? Well, and I'm sure that includes fear aggression too.
Sure.
There's many different types of aggression, but typically in puppies we either see just plain out, flat out aggression, or we see fear aggression.
Yeah. And again, the purpose of this is not just to say your puppy fails, but for the instructor to pay attention to those things and give you additional exercises,
Right.
or additional tips to work out of that.
Exactly. The goal of most puppy classes is not to, and of course the Star Puppy program is not to, oh, your puppy's aggressive, you're out of here, you fail.
Right.
It's, let's help you work with this. We still want to keep this puppy in this household for his lifetime if we can.
But you may have to pay more particular attention to these areas of his life.
Right. All right, well, let's take a break here. Hang on, take a listen to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the rest of the exercises.
Sit. Stay. It's a dog-eat-dog world. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Greetings, human. What planet am I on?
Welcome to Pet Planet. Here's a copy of Pet Planet Magazine, Florida's most informative and fun pet resource magazine. It features heartwarming stories and informative articles from local and national pet experts.
Excellent.
Pet Planet Magazine offers Operation Planet Rescue, helping rescued pets find new homes. And it's available at 500 locations in South and Central Florida and 24/7 on the internet at petplanetmagazine.com. If you're out and about with your pet, you may be featured in paparazzi, candid pictures of you and your pet. For up-to-date pet-friendly events, activities, and pet-related services and products, Pet Planet Magazine is your final destination.
I shall take this magazine home with me.
Back to your home planet?
No, to my condo in Boca.
Pet Planet Magazine. Check them out at www.petplanetmagazine.com or 352-394-8578. It's out of this world.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pet Life Radio proudly presents DSPN, the Dog Sports and Performance Network. Get ready to unleash the dog sports enthusiast in all of us, from speed joring and mushing to racing, agility, and competition. This is the place to learn all about the dog sports and activities that you can do with your furry best friend and canine competitor. So get ready for game time. DSPN with your host, Lori Williams, every week on demand. Only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com. We know you're begging for more. So back to It's a Dog-Eat-Dog World with your fetching hosts, Liz Palaika, and this week's co-hosts, Kate Abbott and Petra Burke.
Welcome back to It's a Dog-Eat-Dog World. I'm your host, Liz Palaika. With me today are my good friends, Petra Burke and Kate Abbott from Kindred Spirits Canine Education Center, and we're talking about the American Kennel Club's new Star Puppy program. In the first half of this show, we talked a little bit about the program and the first 8 exercises, the first 8 of the 20 exercises that make up the program. So right now, let's go on to item 9.
Tolerate a collar, head collar, or Barty.
Big Blue Barty?
Yeah, Barty. Body harness, the owner's choice. You know, and I guess as we see the people wait till they come to class and then teach them to put a collar on it.
So you've got a puppy throwing a temper tantrum and fighting and screaming and hollering and because he's had nothing on.
Yep. And this one is during any one of the classes, the evaluator can score the test form to indicate if the puppy will tolerate a collar or any type of other training tool there. And I think that was something between the evaluator and the owner of what the dog may require. The evaluator makes suggestions as well.
I mean, we may have some teeny tiny little Chihuahuas and Yorkies that would be best on a figure-8 cat harness.
Exactly.
Whereas we may have some bigger puppies that might need a training collar or somebody who's a little fearful that might do better with a head halter. So there's a variety of tools. And I'm very happy that in this program they're allowing the variety of tools. In the Canine Good Citizen test, they're very specific. Only certain tools are used. So I'm glad they're giving the trainers some leeway.
The one also I think is important is can the owner hug or hold the puppy?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Which is a nice way of saying, can you restrain your dog?
Exactly.
Basically.
Let's talk about Kate's Walter when he was a puppy.
Do we have to?
He was about 10 weeks old, I guess, or thereabouts. Yeah. And he threw a 45-minute screaming, hollering, thrashing temper tantrum because we wanted to hold him in our arms. Mm-hmm. Kate was working with her Rottweiler, and he got jealous. Boy, he got jealous young, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He showed his true colors early.
Yeah.
Told you he was special.
Thanks, Petra. By the way, Petra, thank you for bringing me this puppy. Okay, anyway.
Petra and I passed him back and forth because we'd get tired of holding him, and he kept throwing that temper tantrum. He does hold our training yard record for the longest temper tantrum.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and I invite every new class to try and break his record, but so far, he still holds.
He's so special.
But we had to work through it. It's the whole point.
Definitely. Yeah. And he did work through it. So item 11.
The puppy will allow the owner to take away a treat or a toy.
Well, that's important, too.
Yeah.
Very important. I mean, how many people we hear, he was into something, went to reach for it, and these little sharp teeth came at me.
Or he snarled and showed all the teeth.
And like he's only 10 weeks old and doing this already?
Yes.
Not good.
But this gives the instructor a good training lesson.
Yeah.
How to teach the puppy owners how to do this without making the problem worse.
Sometimes it gets a little, I got called on my private training line to... we have a new dog, she said, and it's fighting my kids, and the kids are scared, but we want to keep it. So I went tearing over there pell-mell to deal with this. And it was a 10-week-old Cocker Spaniel with great, big, liquid brown eyes.
Jeez. Who had them all wrapped around her sweet little paw? Is this that cute little white and tan one that I went out to see?
Yes.
Oh, she was adorable.
She was adorable. But she already thought she had the right to say, my toy, you can't have it. And use her teeth in response.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit, I got there and went, this little thing? You're worried about this little thing? Yeah. But they were.
Yeah,
they did not know how to deal with it.
And you know what? Good for them calling for help.
And now they're in the Puppy Star class.
Good.
Yep. They're learning lots already.
Good. All right, now the next 8 exercises, 12 through 20, or 9, 12 through 20, or 9 exercises, they're labeled as the pre-Canine Good Citizen test behaviors. So these are important for puppies that perhaps would like to do the Canine Good Citizen test later. But they're also basic obedience commands. So it's helping to introduce the puppies to the commands that all dogs should know. Item number 12 says that the puppy should allow petting by a person other than the owner. So if the evaluator or a class assistant walks up to the owner and the puppy should allow petting. Now, in the CGC test, there's a specific position that the puppy needs to be in, or the dog needs to be in. But in this, the puppy can be in any position, which means some of them may be on their back, showing their belly. Some may be wiggling and squirming. But it's just that they allow petting.
And then the major thing they're looking is no sign of aggression.
Definitely.
So, wiggly, squirmy, is fine, but no aggression.
No aggression. And number 13.
Grooming.
So the puppy should show that they will allow the owner to handle and do a brief exam of ears and feet. So, you're going to have to touch your puppy and when they're a dog, the rest of their life. Even if not for just daily grooming, if your dog ever injures themselves, I mean, you need to be able to touch your dog. They need to be comfortable with your touching all parts of their body. Here in Southern California, we do a lot of looking for foxtails and burrs.
Yeah, fleas and ticks. And
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago we got a call on the training line, a woman who had an adult German Shepherd, and she says, I'm not really looking for any training, but my dog got an ear infection and he won't allow anyone to clean or medicate his ears. And so could I set up a training appointment so that you can teach me how to do that? Well, it's not that easy. If you haven't taught the dog to allow body care and body handling, it's not going to be that easy, especially now his ears hurt.
Yep.
It should have been done long before that.
And that whole process builds a trusting relationship that pays off.
Definitely. Well, a good example of that, the Christmas present you gave Petra and I.
Yeah.
Kate was kind enough to take a hint and gave us one of the new...
Not that we
They're
were...
so subtle.
one of the new Dremel tools that grinds the dog's nails, which is wonderful, by the way. But with all three of my guys, I sat down on the living room floor, had a jar of peanut butter, put a little peanut butter on the roof of the mouth, took a paw, went bzz, 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 gave him a little more peanut butter, took another paw, bzz, 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 and so forth. And within about 10 minutes, I had all three dogs, all 4 feet done. And they were going, oh, cool, can we do that some more? Mm-hmm. And we had never touched them with the Dremel before. So it builds trust.
Oh, definitely.
All right, going on. Item 14.
Ooh, jumping ahead, sorry.
Walk on a leash. I mean, that's a real basic. And what they're requiring is not the heel, but that the puppy follows the owner on leash in a straight line at least 15 steps. Now, 15 steps isn't very far, but it says follow the owner for 15 steps. So that does require a little bit of training, some attention training. Now, the watch me would certainly make it easier.
Yeah. And if you can do 15 feet, then at least that shows you have the skills to teach a walk around the block. And,
sure,
you know,
yeah.
It doesn't have to be that long. And it makes walking so much nicer when your dog pays attention.
And what's nice, because a puppy's attention span of a gnat, at least in this exercise, they allow you to clap, make a noise, encourage the puppy to follow. So that's nice.
Yeah, definitely.
They are still baby brains.
Exactly.
So when walking on a leash, item number 15 is to be able to walk by other people. Now they are 5 feet away, but a little bit of a distraction for puppy.
Sure.
So walk past other people and still be able to keep puppy following you.
Well, how many times do we see people walk into the puppy class, especially the first week of class, with the puppy dragging them in, the puppy walking on his hind legs, trying to get to the other people. Oh, look at it, I'm sure you must want to love me.
Or lunging every which way on the leash. Oh, my God.
The owner's arm being pulled out of the socket. And unfortunately, when they're not taught as a puppy anything different, then we see them 6-8 months later in the basic obedience class still doing the same thing.
Exactly.
And the owner is learning to deal with distractions.
Right. And in this exercise, they can use food or toy as an attention getter for the puppy. So that's good. All right, number 16.
Sits on command, and the owner may use a food lure. Now, I'm happy to see this, too. Not just that sit is important, but in the CGC, food lures are not allowed. But for puppies, again, that short attention span, the easily distracted.
They think with their tummies.
They think with their tummies. Plus, this is a good skill for the owner to know. Knowing how to use food as a lure and a reward and a motivator is a good training skill.
Item number 17 is to down on command. So a little more, it's a little bit, asking a little bit more of the puppy because it's a little bit more subordinate position than the sit. And they can still shape the puppy, just not shove them or jerk them or push them into position.
Right.
Learning to lure.
Then I think a real important one, come to owner from 5 feet when the name is called.
Now, I would have liked to have seen this one a little bit longer. We do...
I think they could do a little further.
Yeah, we teach the puppies to come on at least a 20, 25-foot long line. Mm-hmm. 5 feet, I don't think is enough to get the puppy excited enough about the come.
Right.
So, and they've got to get excited and actually run and chase the owner to do that successfully. In our puppy classes, yes, the test may say comes to owner from 5 feet, and we'll do that, but we'll also teach the puppies to come from 20 to 30 feet away, because that's an important skill.
And that's one that we always say, if we can teach it as a game, the puppy will learn it faster.
Right.
And we all know that our dogs love that one.
Oh, the other day, we were out playing ball, and Archer had gone to the other end of Archer's, my husband's and my new 14-month-old puppy, to the other end of the training yard, and I called him and got excited and come, good. And he came barreling down the yard as fast as his little legs could run, and I love it. It always makes my heart when I see that.
Well, when I was introducing how to teach the come in class, I heard all of a sudden a commotion from our dogs that were not doing demos in class, and they were going, "You're doing the come, let me demo."
Oh, yeah.
Demo. They love.
I want to play.
Well, when we demoed, Liz and I was just calling our 2 adult dogs, and all of a sudden Keely, the Pom, jumped from the wagons, and I'm coming too! I love this game. So
Yep.
that's a fun one.
Yep. All right. Item 19, reaction to distraction. Oh, that sounds like Dr. Seuss. Distractions are presented 15 feet away from the puppy, and it could be pulling a wagon, swinging a shopping bag, dropping a chair, basically anything that the puppy could see in real life. The puppies can show interest or be slightly startled, but what the evaluator is looking for is no extreme fear, no withdrawal, no aggression. So, again, exposure to real life things. Mm-hmm. Things that the puppy's going to see on a daily basis.
It's a bit of a test of how well you have been socializing your puppy.
Yep. Definitely. Yep. Definitely.
And then the last one, item 20, stay on a leash with another person. Owner walks 10 steps and returns. And, well, gosh, all 3 of us use that a lot when we go and do our trips or get away from our families.
Sure. Somebody's got to use a restroom.
Yeah.
Or one person stays outside, holds the dogs, the other 2 go to the restroom, and then vice versa. Yep. All the time. That's good common sense. We don't want the dog so lacking in confidence that the owner can't get out of sight for a few minutes.
And again, a way to check for early separation anxiety that's starting and take care of it early.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Definitely. Now, if you want to see all of these exercises, you can go to the AKC's website, www.akc.org. and click on the new Puppy Star program. They've got a lot of information up there. There's also, as Kate said, a list of evaluators. So if you have a new puppy and you'd like to go to a class that offers the AKC Star Puppy program, go there.
Look up the list of evaluators and then find out if they're doing a class.
Sure. We've gotten several emails already, and the program's just introduced people that obviously had been up on the AKC website and emailed all of us in the area.
Because we're actually in different cities from where we hold our classes. So it's our home addresses. Yeah.
So anyway, I think this is a real positive program. We'll see how it works out. Here at Kindred Spirits, we're going to try it for a while. Mm-hmm. See? I'm sure in 6 months we'll sit down and talk about it and see whether it's actually providing a benefit to our students, and evaluate it then. But we're going to give it a try.
Definitely.
And I'm hopeful that it will make more real what we actually have been teaching, and encourage people to go on and get CGC. So I would like to see more dogs getting their CGC.
Sure, definitely. All right, well, that's it from us here at It's a Doggy Dog World. Enjoy the program. Check out the AKC's website, and we'll see you on our next podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Having a rough day? Longing for the dog days of summer? Think your fun furry friend lives a dog's life? Well, find out everything you're begging to know as Pet Life Radio presents It's a Doggy Dog World with pet expert and award-winning author Liz Palaika. Every dog has his day, and you'll find out how to make your dog's day fun and rewarding. Every week, on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.